welcome to another Numa of Now podcast. I know some of you thought I had gone missing, but that is not the truth. Truth is, life does have its challenges, but here at the Luminal Mind channel, we are resilient. So I want to remind everybody of that. And welcome to another episode. I want to just simply acknowledge the new subscriber base. We did get over 300 subscribers finally. So I guess we're on the march to 500 as the next milestone. I'm still working on figuring out the metadata, studying a little bit on how to basically maneuver the YouTube algorithm. Once YouTube figures out how unique this information is, how niche it really is, and once I connect the dots on how to tag it and get an audience built up that actually wants to see this kind of content. So today we are bringing you something just a little bit different. Want to let everybody know that I have absolutely been working and studying and probably over preparing for the next episode. So I want to put this out right away to kind of get my mind into motion here, and so that I have a little bit of goal setting for myself, some forward thinking, setting the stage today for something I'm going to have to follow through with tomorrow. So that's what we're doing tonight, and I do want to read a little bit of information with you. We started this episode with one of my favorite quotes from a wonderfully well-versed, well-written, well-studied individual that I highly respect. Her name is Florence Farr, and I have another quote that I actually want to read to kind of really get this episode started for everybody today. Wherever you are, I hope you're having a wonderful now moment. I want you to just focus on your now moments as we listen to this podcast and as we get on with our lives after the fact. Really been practicing these moments of just reverie and awe once again, over and over again, standing in our moment, standing in our power. And this is me just doing that for everybody to see on display. Okay, so we all have our challenges. The world is a really weird place right now. I don't pretend for 1 second to understand what's going on. So what I've done is just kind of hermited myself into position here, and my studies have been going very, very well. We did just get back from the Albuquerque TeslaTech conference in August, and so it's really just taken me a little bit of time to decompress from that amazing experience. We'll get to that here in just a minute. But for now, let's talk about Florence Farr and what she says here in her book, The Magic of a Symbol. I have already pointed out that we must consider the symbol of the absolute to be a mathematical point, and the symbol of intelligence to be a triangle or tetrad, because the intelligence deals with the relation between points and not the points themselves. This form of the tetrad, or a pyramid of 3 equilateral triangles, is the symbolic root of relative existence, or in other words, nature. It contains 4 points and 12 possible relations, because each point stands in 3 possible relations to each other point. To understand this clearly, it may be useful for a student to construct a magnified tetrad of points for himself. With 4 marbles piled in a pyramidal form, we have taken the point itself as absolute consciousness, its relation with other points as relative consciousness, but its relations with one other point is said to manifest not as creation, but as wisdom, an enlightening symphony, barren but resplendent, the aim of all philosophers. It is the relation of 2 perfectly wise beings rejoicing in perfection together. Okay, well, I really hope everybody enjoyed that one. Basically, just want to touch upon this TeslaTech amazing little adventure we had in Albuquerque, New Mexico in August. Just don't even know really where to start, but we did a presentation on the tetraionic materials, and it was very, very well received. And so hopefully we're going to be just trying to join forces with some people, collaborate, share some ideas. Been fielding a lot of emails just to basically get people pointed in the right direction with that material. Those DVDs are going to be available on the TeslaTech website. I believe it's just teslatech.info. Should have had that all ready for everybody. Let me look that up. And then There's just a whole bunch of kind of news surrounding the event. And again, I'm not necessarily ready to talk about all that just yet, but you guys and gals, should all take a look at the Alien Scientist and his channel. I want to just mention him real quick because he has been covering some of the information and connected to the TeslaTech convention. So really, I just want to thank Steve Elsewick for that opportunity, and those DVDs are available. Still working on seeing if I can type and talk at the same time. Absolutely right, TeslaTech.info. From there, you'll be able to take a look at the 2023 DVD sets, and my name will be on them. So that was really fun. It was my second time to present. I never thought we would be invited back, but here we did it. The job is done. So that was really my victory for the summer, getting that taken care of and then decompressing from that experience. Got to have dinner with some really amazing, intelligent people. Got to have breakfast conversations to get the day started. Had my best friend drive, and we definitely have initiated a new Luminal Mind mascot. His name is Bear, but I got to say that quiet because he might wake him up. But anyways, let's get back to the topic at hand here today. So the topic really is the equilateral triangle, as it often is. But what I'm preparing here is probably going to end up being a series of videos that we release over the next few months, probably just to kind of kick off or finish off the year, and then really set the stage for the next set of conversations for 2024, because I am planning on keeping this channel alive. And as I release videos, we do get some more subscribers, so we are shooting for 500, hopefully get 1,000 by, I guess, maybe the end of 2024. YouTube makes you work for it, so I don't upload as often as they would like, but my uploads are going to be really powerful, really unique, okay? What we're going to talk about in the next series of videos, not just the next, what I'm going to call a math lesson. Okay, so I don't want everybody to freak out on when I say math lesson. We're just going to show you some very, very simple realizations and some genius moves from some people in the field, okay? I'm just sharing that information, basically the work of others, and then I do this in my spare time just to try to wrap my head around it. I've got some cool pictures, some cool imagery, some other book readings, quotes, I'm always throwing those in there. But what we're really going to be talking about in the next episode's probably going to be Wayne Roberts and his scale structure theory. I'm going to break it down, literally, step by step. We are ready to go with that. I've got 12 pages, 15, 20 pages of notes. So again, it's probably going to be a series. We're going to really be focused on geometry. We're going to talk about these mathematical principles in a way that makes sense to first graders, okay? So I just really want people to not be scared of the mathematics. We're going to seek these patterns. We're going to seek those patterns in an attempt to destroy illusions. We're going to introduce this mathematical grammar, and it is our contention that we've got a key, the secret key to reality's design, the way that it's put together, the geometry of energy itself. You can check out the Geometry of Energy channel, or video rather, on the channel. And then basically what I'm going to be showing people is a kind of an extension, even beyond just the raw physics of the situation, trying to unify the sciences. There is going to be kind of a metaphysical domain of things that we're going to extend our minds into as we keep this series going. So what I want to do next is talk about this idea. I want to address mathematical fear head on before we even get into that lesson. So next, what I want to talk about is something we've all felt at some point: mathematical anxiety. Okay, simply the anxiety with the word mathematics or math. It's basically a dreadful feeling that people have and makes your stomach churn. And when you see a complicated equation and you have no idea what it means, it just throws your mind into just an almost automatic, you shut down the brain. You just don't even want to think about it. And it's not your fault. It's really the fault of the educational institutions that can't figure out a way to give you the information that you need in a way that actually makes sense intuitively. Something that will actually give you a knowledge set that you can carry in your back pocket. So if you've ever felt this way, you're not alone. Not by a little bit. Many of us have been taught to memorize formulas and equations like there's some sort of magic spell. But when the spell doesn't work, we feel powerless. Okay? And that makes our confidence decrease. Okay? So as our confidence takes a hit and we still can't, we embark on these challenges and we have to overcome these obstacles and have somebody explain it to us 15 different ways, different angles, it's frustrating for any student. And I'm going to be here to help people understand that we can remove a lot of that frustration. Now, I can't always help the educational system, but maybe in time, with enough minds, we're going to redefine the edifice of mathematics. I'm going to be really challenging the foundations as we always do, okay? Because what's missing is this foundational grammar that we're trying to introduce. This is the key that unlocks the understanding and shatters your fear. The key, my friends, is the equilateral triangle. And when I was in geometry class, I saw how my classmates who had struggled in all other math courses suddenly became alive and active learners. It's the only class of math, geometry, algebra. Geometry was the only classroom that I ever experienced this level of excitement. Okay? This is a true story. Because once you understand a concept in geometry, you have it. You got it. It's yours. And so for the first time, this geometry class understood a certain grammar, a certain building block that made sense to them. You can define a square as 90-degree angles. You can describe an equilateral triangle as equal sides, equal angles. What we're saying is triangles are squares. And we will explain that, and we have explained that. We'll come back to that again and again and again, because that is our a priori foundational axiom. Our axiom happens to give you a geometric expansion, a way of recognizing patterns. But we want to address the mathematical fear because we are going to talk about numbers. But rarely are the numbers I'm going to talk about over 100, even over 36, 49. I'm going to be talking about square numbers and adding them together. I'm going to talk about odd numbers like adding 1 plus 3 equals 4. It's nothing to be scared of. So I just want to tackle that head on and really encourage everybody. There is an easier way to do this. So I want to also be very clear. The hour is late. Okay? We can't afford to go on fearing a subject that has so much to offer. So today, we're not just learning about shapes, we're setting the stage for an educational revolution. And that really is all I have to say tonight. So we leave you with one thought and one thought alone. Welcome back to the podcast. We're going to do this again and again. But for now, I want to leave you with deep peace in the pneuma of now.